Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be making pumpkin bread. So let's get baking. Alright, so let's get started making this pumpkin bread. So first we're going to use 15 ounces of pumpkin puree. We're just going to dump this right into our stand mixer. Alright, so now that that's in our bowl, we're going to add an astounding 3 cups of sugar, which is a lot, so you cannot be on a diet when you're going to have this recipe, but it is so delicious. You're going to love it. And then after that, we're going to add 1 cup of vegetable oil and 2/3 cup of just plain old water. Okay, I'm going to attach my attachment here. Give this a quick mix up. Just make sure this is all mixed together well before I add my eggs. And then after that, we're going to add 4 eggs. So we're going to get our 4 eggs put in here. I like to do mine in a separate bowl just to make sure that I don't get any egg yolk or egg shell into my batter, because then you're digging it out and you might lose some in there. So one at a time. Alright, let's give that a quick little mix. And I think I'll scrape down the sides as well, just to make sure that we got everything from the bottom, all that sugar is all incorporated into our mix here. So let me do that real quick. Yeah, it's feeling like it's pretty mixed in. It's very runny right now until we add our flour. A little bit of egg still in there, so let's get that out of there first. All right, so I have here already put in my bowl, it is 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and now we just have to add those nice warm fall spices. We're going to go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. These are all ground, none of them are whole. And then we're going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of clove, which this is one of my favorite spices. Oh, sorry, I grabbed the ginger. Clove. It's one of my favorite spices. I think it just makes everything feel so nice and warm and cozy. Yummy. And now the ginger, which you don't want to add too much of this. It does add a little bit of a heat, which makes it also nice and warm and cozy. So we're just going to add 1/4 teaspoon of this. All right, and then on top of that, we have some salt here, where we're going to add 1/2 tablespoon. And then, so it rises, we need our baking soda, which we're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. There you go. I'm just going to stir that with this real quick. Make sure it's all nice and mixed in. We don't get clumps of one spice or another in one spot. This smells really yummy already. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and dump all that in right now. Try not to make a mess. But if you don't make a mess, you're not cooking. That's what I always say. It's just an excuse so I can make a mess. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a tea towel, which I need to go grab, over this, so that way flour doesn't come flying out and get all over me. So just give me a quick minute. So I went and grabbed a towel. So I'm just gonna put this over here. And you can do this for a lot of things that require a lot of flour that just goes right on top, because trust me, I have made a mess. So let's get this going real fast. All right, that's good. So this is getting nice and mixed in, and I'll give you a closer look in just a second. All right, so this is what it should look like. I'm gonna go ahead and just scrape everything down just to make sure we got everything mixed in well. See a lot of flour up here. And you don't want anything to be stuck at the very bottom. So when you go to pour out your batter into your loaf pans, it will have a massive clump of flour at the bottom, and you don't want that. So let's get this all wiped down. This is one of my fall favorite breads. It's so good in the morning with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. So let's go ahead and finish mixing this up. All right, so I have my 2 loaf pans here. I have already buttered these and pre-floured them. This is kind of my preferred method, but you can also, it's also faster to use the cooking spray that already has the flour that's mixed into it already. And this will fill up 2 of these regular sized loaf pans, but you can also do these little ones, and it'll fill up about 6 of these. And these are great for when you're gonna do like holiday parties or holiday giveaways. I like to make these and I give them to my neighbors. So that's also a great way to do it. Or if you just want a little small one to take on the road. So let's go ahead and fill these up. And it's not gonna be quite full, about 3/4 of the way full. So as you can see, I got a little bit too much in this one. So easy solution, you just scoop some out until they're roughly halfway, or even size, I guess I should say. Oops. All right, that's looking a little bit better. I like to just give it a little swirl, get everything in there nice and even. That looks close enough right there. All right, so these are gonna go into the oven on a middle rack at 350 for roughly an hour. You might wanna check on them at 50 minutes. They might not be completely done in the middle, but they might be getting too brown. So you're gonna wanna put a layer of tinfoil on top so they don't burn. So let's go ahead and get these in the oven. So I just pulled these out of the oven. They smell amazing. My whole house smells like the fall. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert a toothpick in the middle just to make sure that these are nice and clean. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, they're nice and clean. There's no gooey, which is what we're looking for. I did have to place tinfoil on mine the last maybe 15 minutes, just so they didn't get too brown. Quick fingers, whew, that's the perfect color. So you can dump these out onto your cooling rack right away. I'm gonna go ahead and use a butter knife to make sure that the edges are coming off nice and clean, which they are. I used a generous dose of flour and butter, so these will come off fairly easily. Let's go ahead and dump them out. Might not even have needed to do that. Oh, cane popped right out. Yay, that's what we're looking for. Let's do this one real quick. Oh yeah, I didn't even need to use the butter knife. All right, let me flip these over. Quick fingers, quick fingers. So what I like to do when I am done cooking these, I let them sit out at room temperature for about 45 minutes. And then I put them in a large gallon-sized plastic bag. I usually chop the ends off because otherwise they won't fit. But you can always wrap them up in plastic wrap as well. And these just make a really great breakfast. They go well with coffee and tea. And there's also variations that you can do. Maybe we'll do them on a different episode, like adding chocolate or nuts. But yeah, you're gonna love these ones. And if you like my homemade, simple desserts and breads and pastries, please like and subscribe below. And everybody have a wonderful day.